Hi everyone, new scrapbook layout for you today, and oh my god, this layout was by far the craziest layout I think I've ever attempted on this channel. Wowza. So the first big change that I did for this layout was I used a black background with the Naughty Dust paper kit for February. There was you could pick like I think it's like a neutral paper add-on, and this one is a just a black card that came in it. And I used this paper, which you see very briefly earlier, you'll see it again in a minute, to cut all of the different strips out because it was obviously part of the design of the paper. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do, what's it called? Not quilling. I don't know what it is. I mean, you kind of knit them together. So I ended up having to go and cut some more strips because I'd run out of strips. This layout was a battle. So I'm basically using all the colours, all the strips that I cut out, and just laying them down, and basically using just some washi tape that's not very sticky, or I thought wasn't very sticky, just to tape them down at the edges so that they were easier to kind of knit together. And then I start weaving. That's it, weaving, that's what it's called. So I'm basically putting the strip under and over, under, over, all the different strips going down. So you'll see it again in a minute when I do this pink one. I just cut the end into a flag. So again, under, over, all the different strips going down. I have done this once before. I don't understand how I did it because this was a pain. So I weaved about, I don't know how many strips are there, and I kind of thought, you know what, I like it weaved at the top and then just hanging at the bottom. I didn't want to weave the whole lot, so I untaped a load and took a load off. I was like, right, I need to stick the edges down. So I thought, oh, I'll just cut these bits into flag, that's fine, that'll make it look pretty. Oh. It's a learning process when you're scrapbooking. This was definitely more out of my comfort zone. I'm very used to my mixed media ink sprays for most of my background, so it did challenge me, this one, and I do promise you it turns out alright in the end. So I basically snip off these last bits, kind of some shorter, some longer, just to kind of have a bit of interest at the bottom, and then I've got to try and get this tape off. It was a lot stickier than I thought. So I then decided, oh, double-sided tape actually shows through the black paper. Let me just use some glue stick. So I'm basically just glue sticking all of these ends down, trying to make them look somewhat pretty. And then I took that other bit off, which took some of the colour off of some of the strips. And about this point, I was ready to give up. And I thought, you know what, keep going. So I grabbed this other piece of cardstock, which is a smooth cardstock that was also in the kind of plain cardstock add-on. And I gutted the middle to make a frame. And it made it all better. So I decided to stick this down with a ton of double-sided tape. It did take me a while to line it all up, and then it bubbled. And then a couple of the strips bubbled up. You see that really thin white one nearly at the bottom there? It's all bubbling up, and I was trying to fix it, and you'll see what I'll do in a minute, and you can see that I actually got quite frustrated with this. Just rip it out. If you're not going to lay straight, you're going to be removed. Yeah. I wanted to show this layout because it shows that sometimes stuff goes wrong in scrapbooking, even for us YouTubers. Scrapbooking is hard, and you know, it doesn't always go to plan, and you know, seeing how this layout started to how it ends, it shows that you just need to keep going. And I've definitely had some scrapbook fails these last couple of videos, but you know, you've got to laugh about it, and you know, even the best scrapbookers in the world have mess ups. No one's perfect. So finally, I'd sorted my background out, and I thought, you know what, I just need to get the photo on. So this photo is a picture of my children having a cuddle the morning of my wedding. We were actually just waiting for the cars to turn up. They were all dressed in their wedding stuff, and they just had a random cuddle, and my photographer caught it. So I'm really happy. I love this photo. I did have to crop my mother out of it, who was in the on the right there. Sorry, Mum. And I basically, or just now, I'm using some of the strips, the offcut strips, to stick on the frame. It just looked like there was too much white, and I just wanted to move over and carry over some of the coloured strips. So I'm just sticking a couple here and there, just kind of carrying it over a little bit. Then I go back to embellishing. So all the embellishments that I used on here were in the February Lottie Loves paper kit. Apart from these, these were in the January Lottie Loves paper kit. These are just some word stickers. I believe they're still available on the website. I will have a little look and put a little annotation on the screen if I remember, or if I find them, I'll link them below for you. So back to the stickers that were in the February kit. I'm just putting on a few bits here and there, trying to go with the colours that are in the strips, and adding little embellishments here and there. I decided to just call this layout Awesome because it was like the best photo ever. This is one of my favourite photos from the wedding. Just using some of the puffy stickers as well, basically trying to draw your eye down from the disaster that is happening at the top there. Oh dear, not every layout can be your favourite layout. So just going in with some of these puffy heart stickers. I got these as a little extra add-on, and then I go for my Posca paint pen in white and write out what a sweet moment. I just wanted to cover this little black space that was at the bottom here, and then I did go over it again because it wasn't as white as I needed it to be, or as opaque as I needed it to be. So it just kind of stood out a little bit more. And I really liked how I carried the word stickers onto the frame and actually ended up journaling on the frame as well. My handwriting is atrocious by this point because my hands were so sore from doing all the weaving up the top there. But yeah, this layout's pretty much done. It wasn't my favourite, but you know what? We all live and learn, and I do like how it looks. But yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye!